right now at 6.
You can't go into a sporting event without something like that.
So will Multnomah County add metal detectors to its central library?
This decision was made only after careful consideration of the research.
Plus,
so we knew he had a high chance for the Olympics, but he could have gotten bumped off at any time.
Several Oregonians making Team USA, including a teenager and a Hood River snowboarder making his second Olympic appearance. And later,
they tell us all the time that they're champions.
How a family's move from Portland to the Midwest was interrupted on the side of the highway by not one, but two special deliveries. Thanks for joining us. I'm David Molko.
And I'm Christine Pitawanich. First here at 6, after months of controversy in the wake of a deadly shooting, Multnomah County will not add metal detectors outside downtown's Central Library.
Let's bring in Celine Stevens live downtown with the details and new reactions. Celine?
David and Christine, almost everybody that I spoke with today told me they felt like metal detectors would help with safety concerns here at Central Library. However, the county said they did a community survey and that it actually showed a lot of people have concerns with substance use disorders as well as homelessness, and that's something that metal detectors wouldn't fix.
I love Portland, but a metal detector or two, I think that will help.
Multnomah County Chair Jessica Vega Peterson announced Wednesday that the county will not direct the Central Library to conduct a weapons detection test or implement metal detectors.
I wanted to assure this board and the community that this decision was made only after careful consideration of the research and input gained by our library team.
The decision was announced in a memo explaining that a community survey and other research was done. It said a metal detector wouldn't fix issues like substance use disorders, housing instability, and behavioral health issues.
Yeah, it may not fix the root of the problem, but at least people can go and learn in peace.
I don't see why you don't do it. I mean, there's so many places in the world now. You can't go into a sporting event without something like that.
This all following the deadly shooting that happened outside the library last summer and a stabbing that took place near the building over a month later. Vega Peterson also addressing the decision in Thursday's board meeting.
That included a feasibility study, which described a sizable initial and ongoing costs, as well as a physical reconstruction of the interior lobby entrance that would be needed to accommodate an electronic weapons detection.
According to the survey, 35% of respondents say they would be unlikely to visit the library if it had weapons detection, while 26% were neutral. 39% said they would be likely to visit. Library and county leadership have already increased security officers, limited Wi-Fi access only during hours of operation, temporarily removed outside benches, and more.
I think putting in metal detectors is a stronger measure than the ones you just listed.
People just need to stop violence. The library is, I use it very seldom, but I felt pretty safe in there.
So according to Vega Peterson, the work of assessing and evaluating security here is ongoing, and it doesn't just end with this decision. She says as circumstances change, they could reevaluate the option. Back to you.
Appreciate the follow-up. Thank you, Celine. In your headlines, there are new pictures of the man police say shot and injured 2 officers in Northeast Portland Monday night. And there is now a $2,500 reward for information leading to an arrest. The shooting happened near Northeast 17th and Clackamas after officers responded to a call of someone threatening another person with a knife. When officers arrived, investigators say the man opened fire, hitting them both. One has been released from the hospital. Police say he should be considered armed and dangerous, so if you see him, don't approach, call police.
Well, staying in Portland, a burglary suspect is behind bars tonight after prosecutors say he was recorded on surveillance video breaking into a home before Christmas and stealing presents. The Multnomah County DA's office shared the video and says Alan Sfair Easley is not only charged with multiple counts of burglary, but was indicted for damaging a business in Northeast while stealing a car.
Essentially scaled down from a skylight that he broke in the roof, entering the vehicle, stealing the keys, and then ramming that vehicle through a Midas gate, causing significant damage to that Midas location.
Scaled down through a skylight, Easley's being held on $200,000 bail. Investigators say he may have committed other similar crimes. They're asking for any other victims to give them a call.
A Beaverton business owner will spend more than 3 years in federal prison after prosecutors say she laundered money for drug traffickers in Mexico. The feds say 40-year-old Brenda Lily Barrera Orantes owned La Popular stores in the Portland metro. Over a 4-month period in 2024, they say she sent over $4 million through wire transfers to places in Mexico associated with drug trafficking for a 10% cut. Prosecutors say she was in the U.S. illegally from Guatemala.
And Vancouver Public Schools has named a new superintendent who currently works for Seattle Public Schools. Dr. Ricardo Rocky Torres Morales started his career as a special education teacher in New York City. He was chosen from a pool of 40 applicants and will begin his new role in July. Matt?
All right, David, we've had a cloudy day and a cool day. Temperatures barely making it into the 40s. It's already down to 38 in Portland right now. And the east wind, which backed off today, will be back again tomorrow. But the big weather story will be what is happening from Texas to the northeast over, well, beginning tomorrow and then extending through the weekend. There's very, very cold Arctic air has moved on down east of the Rockies. This is an extreme cold warning here. Winter storm warnings here. That's an ice storm warning. And then winter storm watches clear up into the northeast for very, very good reason. Not only will it be cold, look at the snowfall forecast, and this is just one quick forecast for New York getting 14 inches, Boston about a foot, Cleveland nearly a foot of snow as well, and even 7 inches or so down in Virginia and D.C. So it's going to be a big story nationally over the next few days, beginning tomorrow and extending really through Sunday and maybe even into Monday. For us, we had a few sprinkles move on through. There they go. They're pretty much done. No measurable rain, but we got a trace. There's really nothing behind this. It's just a weak weather system. So those sprinkles will end this evening. Won't be as cold overnight tonight because of the cloud cover that we're starting out with right now. And then the clouds clear tomorrow. Another sunny, breezy weekend. At least part of the weekend will be breezy. We'll have the forecast for you into next week. See if we'll get any rain, mountain snow then. Back to you.
Wow, such a huge difference between us and the East Coast.
Yeah, we're the only part of the country really here in the west of the Rockies that won't be impacted by that massive weather system and the big storm developing in the southeast.
Wow. Okay, thank you, Matt. And we've got some big Olympic news today as several Oregonians found out they'll be on Team USA in Milan Cortina. Portland native Jackie Wiles is making her return on the Alpine team. We'll have more on her journey coming up in sports.
This is exciting when it comes to snowboarders. Portlander Alessandro Barbieri will make his debut at just 17 years old, and it'll be the second Olympics for Hood River's Sean Fitzsimons.
Jay Coulter spoke with his parents and reports from Hood River tonight.
Sean's parents are absolutely buzzing after telling us that Sean didn't have the easiest journey getting to this point.
I was a nail biter right up to the end. He likes to keep things suspenseful, always has.
25-year-old Sean Fitzsimons, a bit of a legend in Hood River after making it to the Beijing Winter Olympics in 2022. Now in 2026, he's headed to Milan.
Just super excited for him. It's been a huge journey and a lot of ups and downs, some adversity that he's overcome, and just super stoked that he persevered and gets to do it again.
Sean broke his pelvis 2 years ago, which made for a long recovery, but bounced back quick enough to keep himself in the Olympic conversation.
It's a long process too. So Sean took third in a qualifying event, which was almost a year ago. So we knew he had a chance for the Olympics, a high chance for the Olympics, but he could have gotten bumped off at any time. So we had kind of this year of, is he going to go or not?
And this year, with a familiar face. 17-year-old Alessandro Barbieri making his Olympic debut this year. And Sean's parents say they've been watching him since he started.
Suggested to his dad that he should snowboard. At that time, Jen and I were the series director for the Mount Hood USASA series. And so I suggested he come up and try it out.
Just noticed really early that that kid was talented and super passionate, just like Sean, just super enthusiastic and just wanted to skate all the time.
Jen and Mike say the support Sean gets from Hood River is unbelievable.
It's been real fun, especially in Hood River, because the whole town is behind him, the whole community.
But as for Sean himself, his parents say they'll hear from him at some point.
Have you talked to him today?
He's on a mountain.
He's on a mountain. We haven't talked to him today.
He's training in Aspen right now. Yeah.
And snowboarding kicks off at the Winter Olympics on February 5th. Back to you.
Yuri in China, the first American to land a triple cork 1440
oh my
in competition.
Gosh.
You know what that means, right?
It's a lot.
Mind-blowing. The countdown is on. 14 days, 13 hours, 15 minutes, and 56 seconds. The opening ceremony Friday, February 6th. Watch the Parade of Nations, the lighting of the cauldron, and so much more live only here on NBC and KGW.
Well, Governor Tina Kotek opened the first meeting of the Oregon Prosperity Council today.
Well, that is the group designed to focus on the state's economy, creating more jobs and helping grow Oregon business. Today, council members reviewed research and data showing the state's current outlook is mostly negative. Kotek appointed Tim Knope, the former longtime Republican lawmaker, as Chief Prosperity Officer.
This is a critical issue to resolve. It is really about the headwinds that we have due to competitive nature of other states. They're not standing still, and neither will we.
The council includes representatives from big businesses like Columbia and Tillamook Creamery, philanthropist Jordan Schnitzer, and industry leaders from construction, wine, and timber. Business leaders from around the state will recommend changes in June.